What do you think, Jarom? What's more important to you? Which channels you can watch BYU games on, or is it all about the Benjamins?
Well, let's talk through this. So obviously the access to see the games matters to BYU fans. Big fan base, national, world fan base, which is awesome. We know that. We've seen it. We love it. But also, if BYU can get more TV money, obviously, than it's been getting, they will. It's just whether it's like 3 times as much or like 8 times as much or whatever in that range. Does that mean BYU can hang in the arms race more, and will they get better talent, which means better product on the field? Do we equate the TV contract with success on the field in that way? If you're Maryland and Rutgers, it doesn't really matter. Like, that doesn't translate in the same way that maybe we think BYU would. I think BYU can get better talent if it has more TV money. Granted, everyone in the league is going to get that amount starting in 2025. A reminder of the existing deal, BYU will get about half in the first 2 years, and then they will have a new TV contract that kicks in 25. They will have a full share.
And the current deal right now is $42 million per year per school. So BYU is expecting $20-ish million for the first 2 years.
Which we anticipate that's 3 or 4 times what BYU's been getting. Something like that. It might just be twice.
An upgrade, no doubt about it.
Upgrade, for sure. I think it's the money, I think. And I think it's probably both, because I believe that the traditional linear channels like an ESPN, a Fox, or a CBS will be the ones that have the biggest bid anyway. I don't see Amazon Prime or Netflix or Apple TV Plus coming in from the upper ropes with a deal that's like bigger. I just don't necessarily see that in the future for the Big 12 per se. And we're talking primarily about primary and secondary rights.
Yes.
Meaning first rights, second rights. BYU TV, we've traditionally been a tertiary or third rights holder. We'll do the games at the first and second pass on, if you will. In men's basketball for the WCC, it's ESPN, it's CBS Sports, and then it's BYU TV. So that's a little peek behind the curtain. I think it's the money, because I think it's probably those traditional channels anyway. If I told you the Big 12 signed a primary deal with CBS and CBS Sports, and subsequently Paramount Plus, its streaming provider, I'm not bugged that much. I can watch the games in 2022 pretty easily.
You can find them much more easily than when BYU opted for the Mountain and Versus back in 2006, right? It's not going to be difficult to find the game. You're not going to have Kirk Herbstreit on ESPN College Game Day saying, now it's going to take you a little bit to find the game,
like mocking the
but it should be a good game. Yeah, those days are gone. And with the streaming rights, I could see a deal where Amazon or Google or whatever comes in and they do like a Thursday night game, or like not your typical Saturday game where they're just trying to like isolate an audience on the uncommon weeknight, a Thursday night, Friday night situation. So I could see them getting involved with a new deal that way, but I'm with you. It's going to be Fox. It's going to be ESPN. It'll be CBS. And I think it's going to be, as far as the Big 12 goes, similar money. And I'm not the only one. I mean, Baylor's athletic director, Mack Rhoades, feels very confident that even with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, that the new Big 12, with the 4 teams coming in, will have at least the $42 million per year that will match what they're making right now.
That feels crazy to me.
Which is, whoa, right?
That feels crazy.
I mean, you want to talk about like coming off the top rope?
Yes.
Like here comes Baylor's AD off the top rope with that number, right?
Why would it stay the same with the 2 biggest brands gone? Like, that doesn't make any logistical sense.
Well, is it just because of inflation and because things are becoming more expensive? Like,
perhaps.
Because if Texas and Oklahoma State, if they're already at $42 million, those brands are worth more. The television rights are getting bigger and bigger. Maybe it would have been $60 million per year. Yeah, who knows?
42 would be amazing. And yeah, trust me.
So to answer your question, yeah, I'm talking all about money. To me, yeah, it's more about the money because
it's going to be easy to find the channel.
Yeah, the channels are not going to be different.
Yes, and also like if you're a little older and you're not using streaming services traditionally, get someone to help you find it, because it's not terribly difficult. You can find it. It's out there, right? And part of the BYU audience is, wanting to make sure they can find the game in that way. It's going to be all right either way. BYU's about to get paid, dog. Back the Brinks truck up, because BYU's going to get paid either way. Now,
it's a new paradigm too, right? Because like these schools are like, well, you could be making $100 million a year per team. Like if you were in the Big Ten or the SEC,
BYU's not going to be in those.
BYU's coming from a position where they weren't even close to half of what the Big 12 is making this year, right? BYU jumping to $21 million per year.
We think BYU's in the 8 to 12 range. It's not a public.
And that's not confirmed. They don't have to reveal that information.
They don't have to. Yeah, we think BYU's in that range, right?
We think they're at least doubling what they're used to.
They might quadruple. So what does this mean? This means you can keep up in the arms race somewhat with facilities. And what BYU does unique from a business standpoint is they don't actually build stuff until they have that money. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, no, we know we're going to get it, we'll start building it.
No, they raise the money, and then they raise money to take care of the building for like 10 years in perpetuity.
Well, in perpetuity means forever. Yes. So that's what they did with the annex. And, it took a minute to get all that money. But listen, BYU's got money. Let's not act like they don't. They bought Y Mountain. They bought Provo High. Mm-hmm. They're building a new HVAC, Harris Fine Arts Center. There's another building that's similar to the HVAC that's almost done under construction. BYU's got money.
Yes.
It's not an issue. The arms race is interesting because I do wish BYU would have a little more high-end. BYU does have good stuff and high-end stuff. I want it all high-end because if this is really what we think it is relative to sort of messaging for the church and what the PR of who BYU is, why not field the best possible team you can with incredible NIL deals out there in the amazing Utah County, continue to build the facilities up there, get the best talent who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and other great fits, of which there are many, and now you are this huge brand that we all love and adore with BYU where you really make an impact, not only in the Big 12, but in the country, and you positively affect people in this community and elsewhere. Now you're talking, but it takes dollar bills.
Yes, and it's not a fast process at BYU. You brought up
it can be
Provo High School. Maybe it's a faster process with the Big 12 financial bump. We think it will be. Yeah. You brought up the Provo High School property. I feel like that's the sleeping giant.
What are they going to do?
I feel like that is the sleeping giant. Yes, if you want to upgrade athletics facilities and build new stuff, that's where you do it. It's across the street from the indoor practice facility.
The science department's no, we want it.
I feel like that's the sleeping giant for athletics. Is the Provo High School property.
What if they just use it as is?
Who knows?
They played a spring football game over there before.
And you want to know,
on the football field. It's a nice turf field.
To answer the question, petty BYU fan, and there are many when it comes to comparing BYU to rivals, specifically Utah.
And rival conferences. There is a rival conference.
Yeah.
The Pac-12
it's become the rival conference.
Yes.
It's become about, as long as the Big 12 makes more money per school than the Pac-12 is making per school.
What do we need?
Then we're good.
What do we need? $1?
Then we're good.
Do we need $1 million more?
We make more money per school in our conference than you guys. That's what it's become.
I wonder what that's going to look like. Because we're going to know the Pac-12 TV deal here in the next month.
Listen, just seek out the West Virginia bloggers. They'll tell you everything you need to know about the new Pac-12 deal.
Everything.
They know everything.
Said no one.
It's been reported by the West Virginia bloggers, $24.5 million per school, upwards to 30 to 35. Those guys, right? They know.
That number is going to be lower than you want it to be, but it's compared to others. But it's
right. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying they're talking about the Pac-12.
Oh, right.
So if Mac Rhodes is right, Baylor's AD, then Big 12, yeah.
I hope it's that big. I'd be surprised.
We'll see.
Certainly Mac knows more than I do about the subject, but that would be a big chunk, man.